Hello, Ria Cole. Your friends are trash and you need to drop them because you will turn into your friends. And do you want to turn into trash? No. People say, oh my gosh, Ria, we need more videos of you screaming at us and giving us advice. So I was like, oh my gosh, let's give you advice that's not about writing. Let's give you advice about how you need to drop people. Literally, what the heck are you doing? If they have made fun of you for stuff you are insecure about, and with this list of things, if you're like, oh my gosh, they've done all this stuff but they've apologized, no, because what happens is they keep on hurting you but then they apologize and then you feel good. So actually it's a trauma bond. Because they traumatize you and then they relieve you of that trauma by apologizing, and it is a toxic cycle to be in, so stop it. Anyways, the first one, and I do believe in communicating, so if there's like maybe one or two things off the list, you can obviously be like, they're red flags, we can talk about it, we can get through it, whatever, but also have standards, okay? Because literally, if you have low standards, then you'll attract toxic people into your life, then you will become toxic yourself. Do you want that? No. Whereas if you have high standards, then you will attract really good friendships, and then you will both slay because you turn into your friends. And if your friends are a slay, then you're a slay, you're making friends a slay, and you're helping each other. So that's another thing as well. So if your friend that you have, everyone else in their life is trash, like all their other friends are trash, then that is a reflection of them. So that is a red flag. Because I was friends with someone who was literally trash, right? And all of her friends were awful. And I was like, I hate all of her friends. They're actually horrible people. But she's so nice. I was like, she just must have low self-esteem. No, plot twist, she was also bad all along. Another thing is, if they make fun of you for stuff you are insecure about, okay? If they know. Obviously, if like someone doesn't know you're insecure about something and they're just making fun of you as like a banter type thing, then just communicate with them, that's fine. Like, don't go like overly insane, whatever. But if you tell them, hey, I am insecure about this, and then in another time they make fun of you despite knowing you are insecure about that thing, even if they apologize, I don't care. That is awful behavior. Like, if someone told me they are insecure about something, I would not make fun of them for that. And if you let that slide, that's showing you are like, you can disrespect me, and that means you have no respect for yourself. And if you don't respect yourself, do you think you're gonna end up in a good place in life? No. So what are you doing? Literally drop them. Another good thing is look about how they talk about their other friends. For example, the toxic friend I had, she told me really personal info about her other friends. Like, with my friends, I respect their privacy. She told me all her other friends' trauma, and I didn't think, okay, maybe she's telling her other friends my trauma, which I later found out was true. Her other friends know stuff about me that I would not want them to know, and I haven't even told other friends. And it's like, I should have clocked this, because seeing how she would treat her other friends, she would invade their privacy and tell me stuff. So if your friends are treating other people in their life like trash, like one of my other friends was friends with someone who's toxic, and she was like, I noticed that this friend I had would be trash to people she'd have a falling out with, but because I was never in an argument with her, I was like, that's okay. But no, because then what if you have to communicate with each other, which is really important, and then they just treat you like trash and are really hostile towards you? That is not good. So just look at how they treat other people that aren't you. It's kind of like how people say, oh my gosh, I want that guy who hates everyone but likes me. But if you do that, slowly he will hate you and he will treat you the same as the other people. That is similar to what this is like as well. So you're just gonna get hurt and you need to stop it. Literally, no. Like, what are you doing? If you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this because I don't have any other friends, I'm scared to be alone. First of all, being alone is so much better than being with trash, because being trash is going to make you trash. Whereas being alone, you're obviously going to be sad because you're alone and humans need other connections, but that's better than being with someone who will literally hurt you. Next, all you have to do is make other friends. I know it's hard because, like, literally in secondary school and primary school, I had a really hard time making friends because, I don't know, autistic kid things, right? So literally it was not good. Oh, that literally reminds me, the person who I used to be friends with who was toxic literally was like, I want you to get drunk so it will wash away your autism. And also did 1,000 of other things that are a million times more problematic. Why are you letting them treat you like that? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I stayed friends with someone and didn't even confront them when they said something that ableist towards me. And she'd also say weird stuff like, oh my god, do you have a touch of autism and you're acoustic? Like, no. If someone treats you like that, drop them. That's awful. That is awful. Like, the fact I didn't drop her off that and all of the other things I'm not going to say because that's really personal but also awful, Why was I still friends with her? That meant I had low self-respect. That meant I had no standards. That's embarrassing for me. Do you want to be an embarrassment? Do you want to be an embarrassment? No. Then don't be friends with people who literally treat you like shit and say stuff like that to you, because it's awful. That's literally awful. Like, there's no like innocent, oh, I don't understand like what I was saying. No. Literally, that's, if you stay friends with someone who treats you like that now after watching this, you are an embarrassment and you need to stop for your own self-respect. But I've now mastered becoming friends with people, because it's just talking to random people, and if they fit your standards, then do this. So make a list of stuff you want your actual friends to have. So I don't know, self-respect, etc., treat me correctly, communicate, etc., right? Then literally I met one of my best friends because we were on the same bus, and I started randomly talking to her. Go to clubs, go to societies, join like, I don't know, kickboxing or something, and just start talking to people, and you will make friends. You put in effort as well. You treat other people how you want to be treated, and that will literally be fine. So you should not let the fear of being alone stop you from leaving someone who's literally trash. Like, what the heck? Like, oh my gosh, in year 8 I was in a toxic friendship group. All of them would exclude me and I was left by myself. So I was like, fuck these bitches, I'm leaving them. And I was alone for year 9, okay? I was alone, but I was much more content with being alone. Yes, it hurt, but I was just in the corner reading my book, which was a lot better than staying with people who are trash, because the books are better than the trash, okay? Like, what would you rather choose? Reading or being with trash? Obviously reading, right? Exactly. Another thing I do not like is if your friends get with someone and they're in a romantic relationship with them and then they ditch you. But I understand that the friends might be like, oh my gosh, I have a new relationship, I'm so overtaken, and oh my gosh, rizzed, whatever. But if you communicate with them and then they change their behavior, that is okay. But, like, for example, I don't know, I had this friend who got in a relationship, and then I was talking to her, and then when she saw the person she was in a relationship with, she ran away from me, and she did it twice, right? But I'm not angry at her because I didn't communicate with her and said, hey, when you do that with me, that hurts me. And then she would also still spend time with us anyway. Whereas with the other trash friend, literally, we would... once she got in a relationship with this guy, she wasn't even in a relationship with him. I don't know what was going on, right? She would ignore me. She would leave me on red for ages, and she'd be like, no, I'm not hanging out with him. My other friend who has her on Be Real was like, he's on her Be Real every day. Like, what? Oh yeah, also if they lie to you. But anyways, that's trash, right? So then, if like, I am friends with someone and he's a really good friend, and he told the person he used to be in a relationship with, I don't want to hang out with you today because I'm hanging out with my other friends. And also it's a red flag if they're making their entire personality their relationship. But if you communicate with them and they change, then that's fine. But if they just ditch you for a man and they're also like, no, I'm not ditching you and I'm not self-aware, that is just trash behavior, because they literally left you for someone they've just got in a relationship with, and they're saying they prioritize a man over you. Ew. And that also gets me. If they try to rizz up people you have made in interest, like if any of my friends say, hey, I'm attracted to this person, automatically there's a 0% chance I'm gonna get rizzed by that person because my friend likes them and I want what is best for my friends, right? So if you have a friend and they find out you like someone and then they go for that person, that is trash. Drop them. Literally drop them, because that's awful behavior. Like, they're showing they don't care about you. And this is what comes from low self-esteem, because if you have low self-esteem, you're like, oh my gosh, this person is rizzed by my friend, I need the validation. This is why you have to give yourself validation and be friends with people who have high self-esteem. Be friends with people who are disciplined and have ambitions, because then you will have all of those things. If you're friends with people with low self-esteem, I know some people with low self-esteem can be nice, but some people with low self-esteem can be so toxic. And they will literally, because of their low self-esteem, they need validation, and they will hurt you in order to get that validation. So stop. Next, if their other friends treat you like trash and they defend their other friends, that is awful. Especially if the other friend has done something insanely bad to you. And it could be like, if they do something really if like the person you're friends with, other friend, does something really bad to you, and you're like, wow, this has hurt me so much, but you're scared that the other friend will drop you and choose the other friend, like the best friend you have will choose the other friend, even if they're like, okay, I'll take both sides or whatever. No, obviously this depends on the severity of the actions, but let's say, I don't know, they stabbed you, right? If they're like, okay, but I'm still gonna follow the person who stabbed you, No, you should immediately block them, and the fact that the friend hasn't done that is insane. Like, you should have better self-respect to yourself. So instead of being in fear and being like, oh my gosh, like, they didn't drop me for the other friend, so it's fine that they're still talking to the other friend, and they're like justifying their actions or like making excuses for them, no, immediately, if they don't block them, drop that friend. Stop it. I see so many people in situations like this when one of their friends has done something really shit to the other friend, and instead of being like, oh, okay, because you are obviously attached to that person, you're not actually having self-respect and being like, they are treating me like trash. Because if a random person if a random person stabbed you, they'll be like, I hate that bitch. But just because it's that other friend, is okay? No. Why would you even want to be friends with someone who stabs people? Like, what the heck? No. Next, you should drop them if they're a judgmental person. And I mean judgmental in the bad way. Like, there's random people just living their life and they will say something to attack them, especially if it's always based on physical appearance. Because if they're judgmental, that means they also, in order for you to judge others, you also have to judge yourself, and it also means they're judging you. Like, why would you be friends with someone who does that? And then slowly, because you turn into your friends, you will find that you will become a judgmental person and start to not only judge other people, but also judge yourself. Like, I'm not saying judging them as in, oh my god, they're a trash friend if they're a trash friend. That's looking after yourself. I mean, just hating on people, random innocent people, for something they haven't done. So if they're a judgmental person, watch out. Also, if they tell you they're a shit friend, if they're like, oh my god, I'm a shit friend, I've done so much stuff to hurt you, we should go on a friendship break, or I'm trash. Like, obviously, like, I don't know, if I've done like one bad thing to someone, because like with the majority of my friendships are healthy, so I feel like I've only done like one or two things to upset, or nothing to upset each friend I have. And then each time, obviously, if I've done something wrong, that is my fault, and I completely understand if they don't want to be friends with me after that. So I'm like, I understand if you don't want to be friends with me after that. It's your choice whether you want to forgive me or not. I'm sorry, but it's your choice. That you shouldn't just forgive me for me, you should be doing it for you, right? But if they've done a million trash things to you, you need to be like, what the fuck? Like, they should not be doing that. Because when people did a million trash things to me and hurt me, like, every other time I saw them, I was like, oh my god, no, it's just because we're such good friends. It's because we're so close. I'm just more easily hurt. No, stop it. Stop this behavior. They are treating you like trash, and you need to leave. You need to leave, okay? Like, if it's a one-time thing and they hurt you once, and then they're like, you should leave me, like, I don't know, I said I'd understand that, then that's different. But if they continuously keep on hurting you, even if they apologize after it, drop them, okay? Because it's not gonna be good for your mental health. Literally, what the fuck are you doing, girl? Like, what the fuck? Stop it. So if you're like, oh my gosh, Ria, I realize this friend is trash now, what do? I'm getting upset. First of all, that friend will literally be so happy that you are thinking about them, that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm upset by them. What? No, literally no. Try not to think about them, because then the other friend will be like, haha, she's thinking about me, oh my god. No. And also, it's good because you are more resilient now. It's character development, because now you're not going to accept other people that would treat you like that in your life. Now you finally got them out of your life, so you could, like, these trash friends out of your life, so you can have better friends in your life. Because if you stay with the trash friend, then the better friends won't even be able to enter your life because there's no space for them. And also, now you have self-respect. Now you've gone through your character development. Now you'll be around better friends, and then the better friends will change you. And then because you've left trash, you will become left trash. And your issues, because the other friend is judging you so much, you judge yourself. Then now you've left them, you don't feel insecure. Literally, it's so good. Like, literally, I understand you're upset, but it's fine. Focus on the friends who do love you. If you don't get them, I know it's easier said than done, but try. You've got this. There's so many people you know. There's so many people on earth. Another good thing is identifying the reason you became friends with them. For example, and it might be linked to your, like, I don't know, tragic anime backstory or your childhood trauma or whatever. For example, when I met my toxic friend, there were so many apparent red flags. Like, I know it's different. Like, some friends you think they're so nice and then jump scare, but there were so many red flags when I met this person. But because she was in a really bad situation and I've been in a really bad situation before, I saw myself in her, in that part of her. So I was like, I need to help her even though she has all of these red flags. Whereas now I'll just be aware and I'll be like, okay, I'm not gonna be friends with that person. So yours might be for a completely different reason. Yeah, you might, I don't know, have low self-esteem, which leads you to being friends with someone who treats you like trash because it's familiar to you. I don't know, that was some random example I gave. But yeah, you know, You do the internal work and be like, okay, this is why I was friends with this person. So now you are no longer friends with trash, and you're like, I'm not gonna be friends with trash. You're gonna be friends with people who actually bring joy and fulfillment to your life. They will be so happy to know that you are thinking about them. You are thinking about them, right? They'll be so happy. So instead, don't. Like, okay, think about it, be like, process what's happened, then move on with your life and actually say, okay, your friends are trash, you need to drop them, find better friends, I believe in you, good luck, bye.